Now, I saw a clip on the internet. Now, we're going to show it. It's about 30 seconds. It is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation named Patrice, and she talks about herself and a lady named Alicia, and she talks about kind of what's behind that movement. Let's roll that clip, and I want to get your comments.
The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
So Scott, what she said, that they are trained Marxists, does that match with your research regarding the ideological underpinnings?
Absolutely. Patrice is one of the three women who were the original founders of the Black Lives Matter Global Network. Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, who coined Black Lives Matter, the hashtag, and then also Opal Tometi. And they all were activists on the hard left in other issue areas. Garza was a labor organizer, Patrice was an art teacher and activist, and Tometi was an immigration activist. So you're already starting to see lots of seepage from simply Black lives and police problems. Now, as you say, those are serious issues, and we ought to be talking about them. And everything can get better in this country in all those areas. But the thing to understand is this is a left-wing, broadly left-wing effort at the level of those organizers, not at the level of everybody who's out on the street any given day. But the leadership of these institutions cares about a lot more than blacks and police.
Yeah, well, there's a quote, it is our duty to fight for our freedom, it is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. And they're quoting someone named Assata Shakur. They list her as a source of inspiration. What do you know about her?
Well, she was a famous cop killer, and I believe she still is enjoying the refuge in the Cuban communist regime because she was broken out of jail, actually, by radical groups many years ago and then fled to Cuba. So
she was a famous cop killer, and
That's
she's
right.
One of the people that they see as an inspiration, not for the broader movement, because the movement we all agree is legitimate, but for some of the founders and that Black Lives Network that you're talking about. Is that correct?
Exactly. And in fact, if you give money through blacklivesmatter.com, it goes to a pass-through entity called 1,000 Currents, and the vice chairman of 1,000 Currents is Susan Rosenberg, who was one of the domestic terrorists imprisoned because she was part of the group that broke Shakur out of prison.